everybody, it's Tommy and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a good old-fashioned Polly Pocket speed build video. So I haven't done one of these in a bit. I think the last one I did was probably in October or November-ish. And I kind of decided I needed to do another one. Also, whenever I'm not really sure what to build or feeling, I guess, slightly uninspired, I will kind of fall back on this because it's always something that you guys like to see. It's something that I love to do, so they're very easy for me to get done, especially like just when I'm not really feeling it, you know? So, we are building a specific Polly Pocket house. So this is a salon. Now, I didn't own this one, but I was going off of reference photos as I usually do. I always use the photos as like a base or a nice guideline for what I need to be doing, especially for colors and just different choices and things in placement a lot of times. But I'll also take my own spin on it. So if you had this toy, it's definitely not going to be identical, but it's very close. And it was basically just this set up. It's very similar to the last one I did, which was kind of a nighttime party or a New Year's Eve party one. I will link that at the end of this video, as well as my entire playlist of Polly Pocket speed builds if you'd like to go catch up on more, you'd like to see more of them. So the last one was rectangular shaped, and so what that means is that I actually have to move the house around a little bit, because as you'll see for all Polly Pocket videos, I do start out with a base. So you're never going to see me make the base on camera just because it can be a little bit repetitive. I think that I made the base on camera in the very, very first one of these videos that I filmed. And after that, I just saved it to the gallery and I use that every single time, and I'll put that down and then I start recording. But when I'm doing a rectangular shaped one, I have to change the base around just slightly and make it a little bit longer on the bottom and a little bit taller on top. So this was a 3-level Polly Pocket house, which is how I know that it's supposed to be somewhat rectangular. The square ones are always 2-story. It's kind of funny how much I've learned about Polly Pocket houses just from doing these speed builds. It's very strange, but yes. So, I also recently picked up some new packs, and I bought Vintage Glamour stuff, which is one that I didn't own previously, and it came in handy big time with this new build. For just like salon purposes, there's a lot of really neat stuff in the pack, including like new mirrors and kind of more high-end, cutesy kind of stuff, luxury, I would put it in that category, nice candles, some different stuff that you can put on a vanity, because the vanity is like the main thing you get in the stuff pack, but you also get different stuff to put on the vanity and just some nicer, cleaner looking stuff. So we used a lot of that stuff in this speed build, and this one, along with all of my other ones, is available for download on the gallery under my origin ID, The Alleged Simmer, all one word. I always try to give this disclaimer that these houses, for the most part, are not built to function. So there's no bathroom, there's no full-blown kitchen. If you wanted to use it, I always suggest that you put a basement down and put all of the stuff that you would need to live in the basement, to just like have a functional house. But other than that, I do not build these homes to be functionable. So with that in mind, the way that this was set up is that kind of when you walked into the left was the area where maybe you would get your hair cut, your nails painted, do all sorts of stuff that you could get done at a salon. So I set up this kind of side area to the left as just a big long area where all of the stylists can work and have lots of desk space or counter space for hairbrushes, makeup, perfume. We did use some debug items in this build. I think the debug items were actually perfume bottles, and I haven't placed them down yet, but I will be momentarily placing them down. I also bought laundry day stuff recently, which I think is my new favorite pack, honestly, and there are a couple things I used in this build that came in handy, one of them being the wall piece that has the hanging towels on the wall. I think that that's really cool, and I'm always looking for new things to hang on the wall. Wall clutter is like one of my favorite things in The Sims 4, so whenever I can get new wall clutter is super awesome for me. And I do feel like when you go into a salon, I was kind of picturing supercuts when I was doing this build. You go in and they do have a lot of like towels around, or, you know, because you get your hair done and then they have to dry you off. The one item that would have made this build, and this actually was a thing in the miniature version, the Polly Pocket version, are like the hair salon stations where you get your hair done and they put the big dome thing over the top of your head to dry it or cure it or whatever you're getting done. There were some that were supposed to be put upstairs, but we don't have anything like that in The Sims 4, and I am kind of hoping that we do get more things like that in the future. I just want like more hobby stuff and more interactive items like that where you could maybe actually make a hair salon and go and get your hair done for real in The Sims and have some weird careers like that, like tattoo artist, nail salon, hair salon would be very, very cool. But yeah, we made do with what we have as we usually do with these kinds of builds. And those pink chairs that I am using, I'm so obsessed because what I found out, I think they're from Get to Work. And there's actually an art piece in the art category that has the chair in the art piece. And I think it's supposed to be an advertisement for the chair. And it's an art piece that I've never used before, and I probably would have never even known it existed had I not chosen to use those particular pink chairs for the salon. And I just think that that's really cool, because also what I was trying to think is that if you go into a salon, a lot of times on the wall, they'll have advertisements for different things that they have in the salon, or they always try to sell you something, right? So if you go to get your hair done, and I used to get my hair done very frequently, so I guess I would know, I was a redhead for a while. And if you get your hair dyed red, and I'm talking like bright red, like we're talking Mera from Aquaman red. That was my favorite hair color that I've ever done by far, but it's very hard to keep. So I would go get my hair done every 2 weeks or so, and every time I was there, they would always try to sell me some like $30 shampoo, and they always have it in stock, and they'll just recommend it. They'll be like, oh, by the way, when you get your hair done, this one is probably the best shampoo that you could possibly use, so you should get this, and it's a $30 bottle. So I tried to put different advertisement type things in the salon, posters that look like they were advertising certain things, and in the waiting area, which we are going to be building momentarily, I put a magazine rack and things like that, where you would be sitting and kind of waiting to get your hair done. So the back right corner is obviously like the desk where you would go and check in, and that little swan sign I think came from Vintage Glamour also, but it could have been from, what's the other pack that we got with all the advertisement stuff in it? Dine Out, possibly, or Get to Work. But I don't think I've ever used it before or ever noticed it before, and I used it as like the sign for this build. So the swan sign is kind of the advertisement placement. That's why we also have one out front. And yeah, so we built a little desk area where you would go and check in, and then a waiting area where you would sit down and read a magazine. And they always have those books that are from like the 1980s of hairstyles that were popular back then, or hairstyles that people used to get, I guess. And it's supposed to be like a catalog where you would go through and you would say to the salon or the artist, like the lady, that you want this hairstyle, but the books that they have out are always so old, or they just have the most ridiculous hair that like women wear on like models for runways and stuff like that, things that you would never actually get in real life. But if you do, like, kudos to you. I'm definitely not judging. I've had some very weird hair in my life. I've talked about this in previous videos, but I have literally been every single hair color under the sun. I was bright blonde, like the lightest blonde you can possibly go before it hits white, for almost my entire high school career, if not the entire thing. And then when I left, I immediately became like a brunette, a dark chocolate brown. And then I've been black, I've been redhead, I've done pink hair before, everything I've done it. So, and a lot of you also probably know that I have been itching to get my hair done, and I am thinking of going blue. It's something I've been thinking about for so long, and I've had so many people advise me against it because obviously I haven't dyed my hair in a very long time. So I think that when you do kind of let your hair sit for a while, you go through this process of your hair like rejuvenating itself, and all of your vitamins come back and it resets itself. So to do my hair again would obviously bring it back to what it used to be like, but they always say if you really want to do something like very cosmetic to yourself that's going to be kind of long lasting, such as a hair color that is very abnormal or a tattoo, that you should wait a year. Like the day you decide you want it, you should wait a year. And then on the year mark, if you still feel that way, you should do it. And it's been a year and a half and I still desperately want this blue hair. So I almost did it around Christmas time. I haven't made the jump because I'm not sure how I want to do it. There's a couple different ways that you can do it, and they vary in costs and stuff like that. But now that we're moving, it's kind of like to take, I guess, money away from from moving and like getting new furniture and getting my office set up and all the new expenses that you usually have when you move into a new place. To get my hair done seems a little bit I don't know what word to use, just like not right. Like I should wait kind of a thing. But I'm always making excuses for myself and saying you should wait. You should wait to get it done. You should wait to buy that thing. And then it never ends up happening. So I don't know. That's one of my goals this year. I really want to focus on myself a little bit more and, like go and get my nails done when I actually want them done and not wait and go and get my hair done. So I'm thinking that at some point this year, you guys are going to see me switch from my kind of ombre-ish blonde brown hair to blue. And it's going to be a shock factor, definitely, but I'm very excited and it's something I've wanted for so long. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. What do you guys think of like colored hair? I know every time I ask this question, so many people are like, don't do it, it ruins your hair. But I've already done it before. And it really doesn't ruin your hair that badly if you take care of it really, really well. There are things you can do and precautions you can take to save your hair from all of the nightmares that can come with dyeing your hair or bleaching your hair. You can definitely like make it out alive. So I don't know. Have any of you ever gone a weird hair color? Let me know in the comment section down below. What's the strangest hair color you've ever done? I would love to know, because I always find it interesting what hair colors like people have been brave enough to do. I've also considered silver, and I know that's such a 2018 thing that was really popular, but I didn't get to do it. And I don't really care like when trends are popular and like, oh, that's so 2018, that's so 2007. Like I don't really care. If I like something, I'm going to do it. So yeah, I've been considering kind of back and forth between those two hair colors, but I also think that I could do blue in kind of the fall winter months and then silver-ish in the summer months to kind of lighten it up, or like a light blue silver. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is a 3-story home, and for the other home, as if you could actually live here, again, you cannot, or you can attempt to. Maybe that's a fun challenge, trying to keep your sim alive for a week in a Polly Pocket house. That has nothing that you need. Maybe that's a new challenge. Go ahead and try it. Credit me though, I came up with it. So yeah, so for the second floor, we have that area where you would go and sit in front of the vanity and obviously like get your makeup done. And then the floor above that is kind of more of a salon, like jacuzzi kind of hotel area, or maybe like the back part of the salon when you would walk in and you can't really see part of the whole place. They usually have some stuff back there, like more sinks. But the one, like the actual Polly Pocket house, this is how it was designed. The third floor had a tub for some reason, or a jacuzzi, and it also had a couple wardrobes. And then obviously I embellished a little bit with different lights and soaps and things like that. And I think this is really cute. It's definitely my favorite Polly Pocket house I've ever built is the New Year's Eve party one. And if you've never seen one of my Polly Pocket builds before, I recommend that one over all of them combined. It's my favorite one. I think I've really kind of come into it. I've learned how to do these houses to a certain like artistic style, and yeah, so I love that one first. This one is one of my new top favorites. A lot of my older ones I don't love anymore because I use custom content. And as you know, I am no longer a custom content builder. So it's a little bit disappointing to know that some of my builds have been done with custom content. It kind of irks me, and like I remember in the back of my head that that's something that bothers me. But I plan on doing some series this year that could like kind of reverse some of that, and I'll talk about it later on when I have more time in a video, or I guess later when I decide to actually do it. I don't want to throw any ideas out there without actually following through on them, so we will see. But yeah, let me know what you think of these houses, and let me know if you guys like Polly Pocket houses. They always seem to do really well. Everybody seems to comment and say that they enjoy them. I will definitely do more. I always recommend, if you grew up with Polly Pocket and there's one house that you had and you'd like to see me recreate it, please tweet it to me, please. And I will try my best to remember and recreate it, because I'm always looking for new houses to build and new ideas. I do prefer the square-shaped houses, but actually, tomorrow's video, a little bit of a spoiler if you've stayed this late, we are going to have a different shaped, compact style Polly Pocket house for the first time on my channel. And I'm very excited because it includes one of my very favorite things in the whole world. And if you know me well, you can probably guess what that is. So that's pretty much the end of my build here. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this Polly Pocket house and all other Polly Pocket houses that I've done, and just the series in general. What else would you guys like to see for builds this month, year, whatever? And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon below to turn on post notifications so you can get updated every single time I post. And I will talk to you all in the next one.